Hello and welcome to episode 10 of the Ravager Report podcast. I am your host, Dorian, and with me as always, the mighty Hebrew Hammer. Hebrew, how you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good, buddy. How about yourself?
I'm doing wonderful, thank you. So I wanted to give a big shout out to everybody. Thank you, or not thank you, but happy Thanksgiving, happy belated Thanksgiving to those of you in America. To everybody else, I hope you had a wonderful Thursday. Hebrew, I just wanted to let you know we had a new patron join us this week. So,
Oh, yeah.
So thank you, Brock, for helping support the show. And if you like what you hear and would like to support us, you can go to patreon.com/Ravager Report, where we have subscriptions going all the way from $2 up to $20, with various levels of rewards for each one as they go up. So before we get into the Datamine, Hebrew, let's do a quick what'd you do this week?
So this week was pretty good because obviously it was Thanksgiving. Had some family come into town and went to a turkey coma, which was fun. I literally, after I had eaten so much food, I went upstairs and in my parents' house and slept in my old room for the entire night. Like I just passed out and I woke up at like 11 o'clock the next morning. So yeah, it was pretty good. Other than that, I did have. I'm not gonna this because this is a really long story, but did have something kind of crazy happen. We had a kidnapping scare. That was pretty interesting. My girlfriend, my girlfriend. So in Mexico, kidnappings happen all the time.
Yep.
And especially what's called express kidnapping, where it's basically they just they kidnap and then try to bribe you for money.
Right.
And also there's telephone scams, right, where they try to call you up whenever they got some information from a previous phone call like a few weeks ago or something, and they call you up and they tell you, oh, we have this person. They give their full name and some more information to make you think that they might actually have them. And they're like, we have this person. If you don't transfer us money now, we're going to hurt them, blah, blah, blah. And so one of her aunt messaged the whole family and said, oh, my God, they kidnapped her sister's daughter, who's 10 years old. And everyone was like, how did you hear about this? Was it from a phone call or whatever? And she swore that she directly spoke to the sister. And in reality, about an hour later, we found out that it was actually someone that called and was just saying that. And it was just a bribe attempt. They didn't actually have the girl. Whenever they finally got in touch with the sister, and, they found out that no, she's fine. She's at school.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, everyone was freaking out for an hour and trying to figure out what was going on. And it was a big, big thing. And now no one's speaking to that sister because everyone's so pissed at her. But anyways, so kidnapping scare. What are you going to do? Classic weekend.
All right.
But
hey, that's life in South America now.
Right. But yeah, anyways, that's pretty much it for my week. Other than that, got a nice little day off from school and everything. So that was fun. That's about it. What about you?
I got my new couch, which was nice. Actually, the day after we recorded on Saturday, I took my wife to go see The Crimes of Grindelwald, which was fantastic and absolutely amazing. I know Hebrew does not agree with that one. And you know what? He's wrong. That's fine. I could agree with him, but then we'd both be wrong. But before we went just for kind of shits and giggles. We went furniture shopping because our old couch was horrible. It was like a constant proctological exam. So the springs in the seats were bad. They're supposed to be memory foam, and they still had springs inside of them. So and this thing was like brand new. It's like less than 4 years old. And I mean, it just started dying within like the first year, and the manufacturer wouldn't take care of it. We got like the national warranty, and they're like, yeah, you didn't report it in time, so we're not going to cover it. But I have a 5-year warranty. Yeah, but you didn't report it in time. Whatever. So anyway, we went and bought a new Ashley sectional, which was really nice for the price. Of course, I had always thought that Ashley was a higher brand of furniture, I guess, than it really is. Ashley is just kind of your standard, okay.
Yeah, I think it's like on the level of like Rooms to Go and stuff like that.
Yeah, so but my wife and I were always like, "Man, Ashley's kind of nice." Well, apparently, no, we're just white trash. But
Good to be
no,
able
look,
to admit it.
oh, I admit it. And so, but so we got the new couch. So I worked from home Tuesday. I had to get a new piece because there's some manufacturer defects in the fabric on part of the sectional. But so then we had Thanksgiving Thursday, which was nice. My wife did the turkey and the mashed potatoes, and I cooked everything else. In fact, I had to send you the pictures of the chocolate chip cookies, man. Those were really good. A little sandy though, because we do gluten free, and so the texture is a little. Well, my kids are
That's
gluten
right.
sensitive,
I
and
remember.
dairy sensitive.
Mhm.
So they actually were good. They were just the texture was weird because it was very sandy.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not sure because the recipe didn't call for any milk or water. So, but it was doughy, so that was good. Anyway, and then in game, so then obviously had a good Thanksgiving. It was really really nice. And then we watched. I had bought when Mission Impossible Fallout was in theaters.
Yeah.
I had bought the bundle on Vudu for like all 6 movies,
Mm-hmm.
but we had to wait for Mission Impossible Fallout to release, and it finally did. So we watched that on Thanksgiving as well, which is also
Did
really
you like it?
good. Oh, I loved Fallout. I thought it was really good. You didn't like it, man? You okay? So you're just horrible at movies. That's fair.
I think you're just, like I said the other day, I think you're just easy to please at movies, but all right, maybe the truth lies somewhere in between.
Yeah, maybe. I think you go in expecting Citizen Kane every time, and I think that's a problem. But
I expect movies to be good and for me to get what I pay for.
Okay. So if you get 2.5 hours of entertainment and you don't think that's worth $10, I don't know what to tell you.
Entertainment. I want quality entertainment.
Dude, I've heard some of the stuff you watch on Netflix. You are not allowed to talk about quality entertainment.
Wait. Give me an example. Give me an example of one thing that you're talking about.
What was the name of that really
Are
crappy
you talking
comedian?
about The Good Place?
No, the Good Place. I've never actually watched it, so I can't comment on that one. I did start watching. I think one of these comedians that you had recommended, and I'm like, this guy's horrible. This guy's just, I can't remember his name. Danny something maybe. I don't remember.
Danny something.
I don't know. It was like a month and a half ago or so.
Tom Segura, because Tom Segura is amazing.
I don't think it was Segura. I don't know. I honestly I can't remember exactly what the name was, but I know I started watching. And I was like, this is kind of atrocious. This is funny, but I'm not into. I like
good comedy.
I like good comedy, right?
Yeah, right.
And so I'm not all into the constant cussing, the shock value stuff. I'm just like, come on, man. If you're gonna make a joke, you can do it with all the F bombs.
What about Jim Gaffigan?
Really?
Do you like Jim Gaffigan?
I'd have to look at. I don't.
He's the most family friendly comedian there is out there. That's the only reason I was asking.
Actually,
really,
Jim Gaffigan's really really good.
Yeah,
really
he's
good.
amazing.
And actually, there are other family friendly. Fluffy's okay. For family friendly, my wife and I went and saw Fluffy, in concert when he came into Nashville. You should check out. You probably wouldn't like it because it's kind of religious comedy, but Tim Hawkins is great. He's really funny. In fact, I highly recommend his Chick-fil-A song. No, you need to listen to the Chick-fil-A song.
All right, I will.
I'm just telling you. If you've not heard the Chick-fil-A song by Tim Hawkins, you're missing out in life.
All right.
So anyway, yeah, check it out. And then this week I did something kind of dumb today. Well, so I upgraded Punisher's passive, which is really nice when he's a full defender squad because that guy just assists every time. And when you count in the villain damage from that, it's crazy. But this morning, I've been struggling to figure out who I wanted to upgrade next or to work on. So I had like 400 purples. And just for more shits and giggles, I decided to start working on Ant-Man.
So the obvious answer to that is, of course, somehow Ant-Man.
Well, so I run a blitz team with Ant-Man. It's an amazing team. So it's Ant-Man, Wasp, Scarlet, and Vision.
Oh, you got
Ant-Man, Wasp.
I mean,
Scarlet Witch, Vision, and there's one oh Mordo. Mordo's in that, and it's a debuff heavy team.
Yeah.
And it's two synergistic people, three Avengers. They don't count Wasp as an Avenger. But that team actually does amazingly well in Blitz.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, Vision on any
it's a really fun team.
Does well, you know.
So yeah, well, it's a partial tech, partial mystic.
Well,
right?
yeah, but it's only
so Vision's
Mordo,
there
right?
for Vision's there. Well, and Scarlet Witch.
Oh, I forgot you said. I didn't realize you said Scarlet Witch. My bad.
Oh yeah, you got to have Scarlet Witch to go with the Vision, because he applies those double bleeds, and then almost immediately after Scarlet Witch goes off and just extends them.
Do you reuse people on Blitz, or do you have no? I thought that you already had.
No, I've got like 6 quality Blitz teams.
I thought you already had a Vision and Scarlet Witch team, so I wasn't sure if you were overlapping.
No, it's always been Ant-Man, Wasp, and Mordo with him.
Huh, interesting.
Now, I might, when he gets a little bit higher power, if I decide to keep working on him, I may do Venom instead of Mordo in that team. But the Mordo blinds are fantastic.
Yeah.
But they just go away too quickly. So, because I don't do the Scarlet Witch extend first, because Vision doesn't get his bleed off until his second turn.
Yeah.
So, all right. So, yep, that's what we did this week with a little bit of a derailing of the conversation.
Yeah.
Thanks to
you.
Hebrew.
Thanks to you.
No, that's you. That's you with your bad comedy recommendations. So next we're going to jump into the Datamine, and I'm just going to run through these. We're going to comment on, I think, maybe one of them, maybe 2. But we're just going to blow through these. So the first thing in the Datamine is the snowball orb fragments. We collect snowball orb fragments in the winter login calendar to earn web blaster orbs. The next is the new winter milestones. Coming soon through December. 3 unique milestones will unfold focused on Alliance participation. Get your teams ready for a battle for Blitz and events campaigns. Please note, you must be in your Alliance for at least 48 hours to participate and receive awards. We'll talk about that one later. And these Alliance milestones are a joke. Let's see. We've got an update coming soon. Prepare yourself for a new Marvel Strike Force update, including 3 new playable characters, new event campaigns, new raids, yay, and more. Get ready for these and other big changes coming soon. We've got Caught in the Web, which is earn points by spending energy in the Webhead Warrior event campaign to win various rewards. Spend 1 Webhead Warrior energy. The last one is the Uncanny Blitz. Earn points by fighting in Blitz battles and win various rewards. Use Juggernaut or characters with the mutant trait to earn more points. Win a Blitz battle with a mutant character or win a Blitz battle with Juggernaut for various point levels. Now, again, these are all data mines. They are subject to change. They are not verified, 100% accurate, will be coming. But they've been relatively
consistent,
accurate recently. So I don't see any reason to distrust them.
Yeah.
They haven't really missed lately. So I don't know if it's just Fox and X getting lazy and not caring anymore, or trying to hide things or what. So the thought here, though, is that we're getting 3 new playable characters. I'm wondering, so one of those has got to be Magneto.
If they're including him in that, I guess. I don't know if they are, though, because I think that was included in the last patch. Like, he was one of the 3 new characters in there, wasn't he?
Well, we were told there were going to be what 3. Right? Okay, so he was in the last patch.
Yeah.
But we were told there was going to be nothing but villains and 1 hero the rest of this year. The question is, this update, is that going to carry into the new year? Meaning the 3 new playable characters are 1 or 2 of those only going to be available after January.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not 100% sure, but that's a good question. But it might be 2 villains and 1 hero, because we are still missing 1 hero.
That's true.
And I think, if I remember correctly, from some of the leaks from Casino, which once again, we don't know anything 100%, but there was a couple of different Spider-Man. I believe that it's going to be Spider-Man related, considering the events that we have coming up, or that they mentioned, the Datamine as well. We also have the movie coming up. It's probably going to be like Gwen, Spider Gwen.
Could be Miles Morales.
Could be Miles Morales. Yeah, something like that. But I just imagine him being a little too similar, I guess. But I don't really know the difference between them. So
yeah, I don't know.
I figured with Spider Gwen that it would be a little different at least.
Yeah, this is true. That's true. I don't know. I mean, there's a bunch of Spider-Men that are going to be in that movie, from what I've seen from the trailers at least, and I'm excited for that movie. By the way,
yeah. There's a pig one.
There is a pig one.
I didn't even know who that
is.
is.
Two pigs talk on your planet.
I didn't even realize that.
In your dimension.
Yeah. How easily entertained you are is hilarious to me. It's truly a gift.
Hey, I've stuck with Marvel Strike Force now for 9 months. My entertainment level obviously is very, very easily.
Yeah, it's a low bar to hit.
It's a low bar to hit, especially after this last week.
Yeah. But yeah, so I think that it's going to be two villains of Spider-Man. I want to say like Doc Ock and Green Goblin. I'm honestly like pulling those names out of my ass, but I kind of remember that from Casino's thing. And so I think that it might be something like that. And then like Gwen Stacy, Spider-Man, Spider-Woman, I should say.
Man, now so yeah,
we'll see what happens. Gwenpool, I really want that too. I didn't even know that was a thing until I saw it in Marvel Contest of Champions, and I was like, oh my god, this is cool.
Yeah.
I don't know why Gwen is related in so many different things. It seems like
because Marvel has so many different universes.
Yeah, there's so many arcs and everything. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so with the event coming up, should be cool. Hopefully, I'm not excited about the milestone. These recent milestones, we're gonna get into it more. But these recent milestones have turned me off to all milestones. I have no faith that they know how to balance these reward wise or milestone wise as far as difficulty is concerned. So that doesn't excite me in the slightest bit. I'm glad that they're going to be doing a winter event or winter fragment thing. I don't exactly know how they're going to be putting them out, but should be somewhat interesting. Hopefully, it's a decent amount of rewards. But yeah, pretty much sums up the Datamine for me.
Yeah, and I don't want to get into too much of it, otherwise, because there are a couple of things that we are going to be talking about, obviously, during the show. So let's go ahead and get into the meat of the show, because I know we're both stoked, man. We are excited and stoked and ready to talk about the news from the last week, the current events in the game. I mean, it is an absolutely crazy, exciting, depressing time. So I'm going to go out of order from what we have in the show notes here, and you kind of touched on this first when you were talking about like the new winter milestone. So let's go over the milestone nonsense. I know you've had some issues with the fall raid milestone.
Yeah, I mean, so we're in a, my alliance is in a. Is that your game music that I hear?
I turned my phone on real quick and I was in my Star Trek Fleet Commander game.
Gotcha. So yeah, I was I'm in a top 50 alliance, and that fall raid frenzy is just hilarious. I mean, and I found out even if you optimize, meaning you spend all of your energy the second you get it, everyone on your team, you're still not going to finish it. I think you end up with like 140, if I remember correctly, 140,000. And so you're just not going to do it. It's literally meant for you to spend a lot of money, and of course all of the good rewards are hidden at the very end, which isn't a problem for normal progression. I expect the better rewards to be towards the end, but I just find it so annoying. It's obviously far too difficult. Like, just don't do things like that. And I really hate it whenever they make milestones where now you have to pay to beat a milestone. You know what I mean? I think that is absurdly greedy. By the way, a little disclaimer on this episode, even though I'm usually the one in defense for Fox Next, after the past like 2 weeks or so, 2-3 weeks, I just see them going down a very bad road again. It's very reminiscent of what was happening last time, and I'm not okay with it. And so I will be bitching a lot this episode.
What I absolutely love is that I was negative early because, I can see into the future a bit. Look, it's just being able to extrapolate where they're going, and I saw it coming, and I'm glad you finally came to my side, man. It's awesome.
Well, because they didn't actually start showing their true colors with it until recently, I think. I mean, like,
Well, I
they
think
were
some of
doing
our
very
back channel
well.
communication really indicated to me where we were going, and then some of the communities were just reading, reading between the lines on a lot of the dev updates that we've gotten recently, or the fact that we just flat out don't get any, and they're like, oh, well, we'll just double up next week, and it's just,
I think
they're dumb.
The thing is that, like, they were going down a bad path for a while. We all kind of got over that whenever they really, like, changed their ways, and they kind of turned a corner with everything, and they kept on that new path for a good while. And so I started giving them the benefit of the doubt, which they deserved at the time. But now I see them really going back to their old ways. I see everything that they're doing being incredibly greedy. Like,
Yep.
I don't know what is going on, but it's like they're scrounging for money as best as they can. I'm not a fan of that at all. And I'm a person that pays in this game, and I think that it's incredibly unfair for free-to-play players. I think that they should at least have a shot, and I see us getting more and more away from them having a shot. So I'm getting more and more upset by that, because that's the biggest player base in the game. And don't get me wrong, I think people that spend money should have an advantage, but not so much of an advantage that it's basically useless for any new player to come in and play the game. I want the more people in my game playing is good for me, because I like playing this game and enjoying the community and everything like that. And I think that this is dissuading new people from playing. I think that they're going to see all this stuff, and they're going to hear about all of this crazy, greedy behavior of Foxnext, and they're going to be like, nope. And they're just going to get right out. So
no, I agree with you. And that makes me wonder, how in the world did they get nominated for a Best of 2018? I mean, look, I love the game. I'm a content creator for the game. I support this game 100%. But after all the kerfluffles that they've had this year, how are they possibly even nominated for a top spot like that?
I want to say
it just seems ridiculous to me.
I want to say it's because they turned everything around at the right time, probably whenever they started paying attention, because it got big enough, and they're rallying behind a huge IP, which is probably the biggest contributor to that. And they are not really aware of the ins and outs of what's going on. It's kind of a superficial award, I would assume. And I'm sure that the analytics for the game are probably decent as far as, offer engagement rate, player engagement rate, and everything like that. All of those metrics that really matter for gaming. So, yeah, I'm sure it's something like that. Player base is still growing, so that's good. It's off of those things that they rated it off of. I don't think they really get to see behind the curtain too much.
Yeah, I agree with you on this milestone thing, though. That it's. I mean, I'm not in a top 50 alliance, but I'm in a really good alliance, and we are barely right now. We're closing in on milestone 3. We'll be lucky to hit milestone 4 before it's all said and done.
Yeah, and that's the thing, is that, like, I actually don't have a problem with the resources you need to complete this milestone, because it's actually more free to play friendly, because it's just energy basis, right? You don't need to worry about, like, how much damage you do or something like that, or how many nodes you complete. It's
yeah, but it's skewed. I mean, the skewing of the points is so bad.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say, is that the problem is that they didn't know how to measure it appropriately, obviously, or they're just trying to be as greedy as they are coming off as, because we're going to get maybe milestone 7, I think, maybe. And I think that's absolutely hilarious. I mean, I'm not even going to make it. I'm going to make it to pretty much halfway through the milestones. And of course, the good rewards don't come till the end, so I'm not really going to get anything out of it. And the rest of the milestones, as far as rewards, are kind of a joke. So I honestly, I laughed whenever I saw the rewards for the other milestones. I was just like, are you serious? Like, so I'm going to get like a gold orb and a half from this? I mean, let's be serious. They could give me 40 gold orbs tomorrow and I would still be in desperate need of gold. Like,
well, yeah, because you're lucky to break the minimum.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, but even if I hit a million on each one of them, I would still be low on gold. I can almost guarantee that. Like I would have, don't get me wrong, I'd have a lot more people upgraded, but I would still need more gold. I'm just saying there's a dire need for gold in this game. We're not getting it.
Oh yeah.
And one lousy or 1.5 gold orbs is absolutely hilarious. It's almost an insult. And I
but
know
it's
that
free.
I know
but
that
it's
I was
free.
literally just about to say, I know I shouldn't be like, because it's free. I get it, but it's
not.
Well,
look, I'm so tired of the it's free argument because it's really not, because you got to put in time for this stuff. And unless you value your time as free, it's not technically free. Now, you are getting it for doing things that you would normally be doing.
That's what I was about to say.
However, you're encouraged to do more to meet these milestones. Therefore, you spend more time.
Yeah, I
mean,
and
if you're spending more time doing things that you normally wouldn't be doing, then it's not free.
So yeah, I understand that point, and that's definitely something like a good thing to point out. But you are still doing, like, I'm completing a lot of these passively, so it's not that big of a deal. But and yes, it is free stuff, so I shouldn't complain about it too much. But I almost see it as kind of more of an insult that they think that this is enough. Like, I don't know, give me something, and I've always preached this. Give me something to be excited about. Give me a milestone. Like you're not gonna hurt the, like, how much we need gold. You're not going to solve the gold problem by giving me 3 gold orbs for these milestones, right? Like right. At least then I'll be excited to complete them. That's what I care about. I want to be excited whenever I see milestones come out. This was for Thanksgiving, so like if I see a Thanksgiving event, like I want to be excited to complete them, not like, oh yay, I get a gold orb, whoopee. So yeah, I just and there's various other things, but that was the biggest thing. So yeah, I don't know. They just need to work on getting me more excited and people in general more excited about these things. You're not going to hurt anyone by giving them 3 gold orbs instead of 1 or something like that. So they need to really reevaluate how much of a reward they give us for these kinds of things and the difficulty of some of them. The alliance-based ones, I just don't think they know how to balance very well, because that's absurdly difficult. And like I said, you legitimately can't, even if you optimize, you can't complete that milestone without spending money. So, and I think that's absolutely absurd, and that should not be something that we're okay with, honestly. For milestones, something as simple as milestones, we should not have to pay for.
No, I agree. I agree with you 100% on that. And like you said, they're not gonna hurt their economy.
Yeah.
By giving us a few extra orbs here and there. It's just not gonna hurt. We're so gold starved that it's not funny. I mean, I'm at level 69 and I've got like 7, maybe 8 characters at that level right now.
Mm-hmm.
That's ridiculous because I've been at level 69 for like 2-3 weeks now.
Yeah, the amount of gold it takes just to upgrade from 65 to 70, I think, is 1.3 million or something like that.
Yeah. So something like that. I'm slowly now. I'm not gonna lie. I've got all my main characters up. Like all my defenders are up. Punisher's up. Spider-Man's up. Miss Marvel. Black Panther, and maybe a couple of others.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, it's just, I don't know. It's just so ridiculous.
Yeah, I have a big problem with it. And I just, the fact that they think that 1 is enough or 1.5 is enough or however many is just silly to me. Like I should be getting like 3 or maybe even 4, like maybe even more if they really want to be nice. But right. I just, I remember like a while ago they gave out like 4 gold orbs for free. Like they just don't know how to balance things. Like I don't know. It's the way that they do things just makes no sense to me. If I'm having an event, they should give me something event worthy. We've had times whenever they give us more stuff for there being a technical issue, right? Like I don't get it. They just don't know what they're doing. I feel like sometimes. I'm in a particularly bad mood today about this, so I probably will come off far more cynical than I usually am.
Well, you should be.
But yeah, let's go ahead and move on.
All right. So I would have to say that I pretty much agree with everything that you've said there. I don't think that I have. I mean, some of the personal milestones, even then, I'm just kind of like, Really?
Yeah.
They just, I don't know. Their valuation of reward for effort, like you said, it's dumb. It's just
Yeah.
horribly dumb. So we've got Pyro Blitz available now. Are you even bothering?
Yes, I absolutely am.
Well, okay, let me ask, are you bothering to try to get to 1500?
So I would be, but because of my turkey coma, I missed so much um, that I know I'm not going to be able to make 1500 now. I didn't get my resets for the day that I was saving up to be using that night for before the reset for all of my characters. So yeah, I know I'm not going to now, so it's whatever. But I am going to get top 10% for sure, and then on the next one I'm going to shoot for top 1500. And but I mean, this the event quote unquote part of it is fantastic. Am I right?
The event, oof. You're talking about
The
the
fragments.
tickets, the fragments.
Yeah.
No, man.
This really like surprised me. Now, for those of, I mean, everyone really knows. So you get fragments occasionally. It'll be random whether you get them or not. Whenever you complete a blitz match, they range from 25 fragments, which is the most common, to a whole orb, which is 2,000. I have seen one person get. Obviously, it's happened more than that, but I've seen one person, and of course, it is the one and only Chewburger, who got a 2,000 drop because
Because it's Chewy.
I was just gonna get. Can I? I might have to cut this out later. I don't know, but either way, he blew
No
someone.
GDs, just no GDs.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
He look. He get no. No. He. I know where you're going.
Okay. All right. Either way, so he really is incredibly lucky for some reason. I don't know what favors he did to particular people, but I'm starting to think that that's the scenario because no.
So
we
know that Chewy spends not an exorbitant amount. I mean, he's not a whale, but he. So I wonder if there's any chance here that they have increased drop rates for people that spend, especially when you buy that stupid Kree minion orb.
No, I doubt it. He's just a lucky guy. That's bottom line is he's always really lucky with that kind of stuff. I'm sure his day will come. He'll have his luck downfall, but for now he's just really super lucky.
Yeah, he's hit that luck a lot recently.
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad he has.
I am too.
I mean, at least someone's getting it. You know what I mean? Like at least someone's. I want to say sticking it to Fox next, but I guess no one really is because they always have the last laugh. But yeah, I mean, either way, I've seen that. So I've seen it drop one time for the 2,000. I've personally only got 25, and I've gotten enough out of like I think 50 blitz matches now. I think I have a total with milestones of like 1,500 orbs. So yeah, it's crazy. So I think if you subtract the orbs, I think I've probably gotten like maybe 200 fragments worth from like 50 blitz matches. It's crazy. It's so stupid. I don't get it.
That is ridiculous.
This was an the drop rate for it is very low. Or I shouldn't say the drop rate for it because it happens probably about like I don't know a fifth of the time I'll get. I don't know if it's hard to estimate because it's subjective to each person. So, but for me, my experience with it is that probably 1 out of every 5 blitz matches or so, I get a drop. It's only been 25s, and yeah, I mean, it's just I was expecting in order to get Pyro to 5 stars, I need to get at least top 10% on 2. And then I'm going to need a couple of, I was estimating with the event that was coming to be able to at least get my hands on like 2 or 3 orbs for Pyro. But this is looking like it won't be the case now. But we'll see what happens. I don't know. this event is stupid, and I hope that they never do it again.
What do you think? What do you think the odds are that we get in the second Pyro Blitz that it's only for the top 1,500 because that is kind of their thing.
I haven't seen them do that in a while, but yeah, I know what you're talking about. Whenever they do the double events for characters, yeah, in rapid succession, yeah, they have typically done that. I'm going to be very upset if that's the case. Yeah, I didn't think about that. I really, really, really hope that they don't do that. But either way, I'm shooting for 1,500. So on the second one, so hopefully that won't affect me if that is the case. But for everyone else, I'm sorry, that sucks. Luckily, he is having an actual event, I think, if I remember correctly, at the beginning of the year. So
right. Hopefully people can get him second time around. I'm just not worrying about it, to be honest with you.
I mean, this isn't a team that's going to change everything like Fury was.
No, in fact, they'll do well in arena, which is good because that is your, especially for free to play, that's going to be your primary source of cores. Mm-hmm. But I mean, other than that, that's why I'm just staying the course with the defenders. Yeah, because it's just so much better for me. So much better.
I mean, I really want Brotherhood on the first run. I'm going to be kind of upset if I don't get it, but if I don't, it's not going to be the worst thing. I'll get it on the second run for sure. But yeah, I mean, I'm not impressed with this little event thing. It'd be okay if they do this from now on, I suppose, as just like and you're also getting this, like that would be kind of cool, but
at least give us something. Like if they give us 20, if they guaranteed at minimum 25 per, would that really be the worst thing in the world?
No,
you still need 2,000. Yes, you still need 2,000 to unlock an orb. Yeah. So giving us at least 25 per is nothing.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. In fact, so the 2,000 per, we get 25 per, then it's 80 blitz matches. Right? I think that's right.
Yeah.
80 blitz matches. So like if you're getting 25 per, so that's obviously, that's ridiculous. So yeah, I think this is something more along the lines of that maybe they should add on as like a permanent thing. That would be pretty cool if they did that for blitzes for now on. They're not going to, I'm sure, but this is probably just exclusive to Pyro as kind of like a half-ass event. But yeah, I wasn't, once again, it's not a thing I was excited about. I was actually expecting kind of and maybe this is my fault because I was expecting too much, but I was hoping for more of a like actual kind of new event style for a character release where they, were actually doing it with the blitzes. And, I was looking forward to getting lots of fragments with however they worked it in. I didn't know if it was going to be milestones or something like that, like an additional set of milestones or something. But anyways, I just expected to get a lot more. I thought I was going to walk out of there getting an extra like 5 or 6 orbs, maybe something like that. But that's definitely not the case now.
I'll be lucky to get one, man. I just don't care.
Yeah.
It's horrible, and I just don't care. And I'm sorry for being so negative, people. Ladies, guys, they're beating me down, man. It's like I was talking to Chewy this morning, and I'm like, I just feel so demotivated.
Yeah.
That it's a struggle because, I'll cover this maybe a bit more later, but right now it's so hard to just even want to get into the game because there's so much we have to do all the time. It's a never-ending grind fest.
Yeah, I mean, there's a grind fest factor for sure. I'm just more really upset with the decisions that they're making right now. That's my biggest.
But the decisions lead to the grind. That's the problem, right? So if you want a chance to get Pyro, you got to grind blitz. And if you want a chance to get these milestones, you got to grind raids or you got to grind your energy or whatever. And it's just.
But for me, the difference is that I wouldn't mind the grind if the rewards were worth it. That's
my
why
problem right now is there's so many different things going on that I have to do every day. In fact, I have to log back in because you know what I have not done today? I haven't done Unstoppable. I'm sitting at 180 energy. I don't know when the last time I did this.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's too much. It's just too much.
Yeah, I mean, I would agree.
Back before we split, Muggin and I did an episode, talking about the fire hose effect, and we're seeing that.
Mm-hmm.
We're seeing that right now, and it's so bad.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I think that they did. I don't know. Okay, so I know that right now we have particularly a good bit because we have the Thanksgiving milestone things combined with the Juggernaut character event and his raid and everything. So those times in particular are difficult, and then slapping on the extra Thanksgiving milestone events on top added like a little extra frenzy effect onto it. But normally, I think that it's not terrible what we're doing, but it's just the amount of rewards that we're getting for it. It's just not worth it my opinion.
I'm going to stick to my. There's just way too much. It's a constant, and there's constant way too much because you got to do your raids, and you got to do you got to do your Juggernaut raids, and then you got to do this, you got to do that. Oh, don't forget to blitz every 2 hours, and it's just, dude, enough.
The blitzing thing is another thing.
Horrible.
Yeah, the blitzing things like that's.
But that's part of it. That's what I'm talking about. That's part of the constant. You have to be on this game constantly.
Yeah, well, I've given up blitz for the most part, except for this Pyro event, so I don't really even count that because you have the option to give up blitz if you want.
I go for my milestones, and that's pretty much it.
A lot of times, I don't even go for the milestones anymore. Like,
but it's free gold.
Some of them. Trust me, I know. But is it worth it? That's me. I just kind of get to that same point where I'm like, oh my god, is it worth putting in all of this extra time to climb up blitz? And I often find myself saying no, it's not. So, anyways, regardless, we should probably move on from that. But yeah, I hope that they really kind of reevaluate this. Maybe they should make this like a normal thing. If this was a normal thing, I think it'd be okay. But as a kind of like extra event thing, I just expected more for an event for Pyro for this. But yeah, right. Anyways, let's keep going.
So this wasn't in our show notes or on our pre-show, but it's something I think we need to talk about before we get to the big topic that's going to, I'll just go make a cup of coffee while you rant for 20 minutes. But it came out this week that there's an issue with raid health refreshes.
Yeah.
And apparently some people have 2,000 while the rest of us have 500. And there doesn't seem to be a rhyme or reason why. We heard a little bit about it on Reddit from Fox Next going, oh, yeah, we're aware of it. And then it's just like, we haven't heard anything else. And this is a big deal. I mean, this is kind of an issue because if I had 2,000 raid heals, I'd be running through raid a lot more. I'd be getting a lot further than 65% of Alt 6. I promise you that.
Actually, sorry, go ahead.
No, the A/B testing, I gotta ask. And I've kind of hesitated to ask because I didn't want to come across snarky to our contact at Fox Next. But do they actually have any QA department? Do they I know that like Capital Games when they do Galaxy of Heroes, they run simulations on the game to determine what's going to break, what does what. And yes, some things slip through, and there are the occasional issues, but all in all, it's not seeing the issues like what we're seeing with this game. But they also run it through thousands of simulations before they release an update or before they release something. I feel like Fox Next is just kind of throw it out there. Let's throw the mud at the wall and see what sticks, right? And some things are slipping through that shouldn't be. There's no reason for some people to have 2,000 raid refresh, heal refresh, and some to only have 500.
Yeah, this is actually a huge thing for me. I am still kind of blown away that this is being treated so casually.
Yeah,
I think this is a huge
this
deal.
Affects season
this is a
rewards.
Big problem. Exactly. Like this affects season rewards. This shows that there's a bigger problem put in place. Why are we having to find these issues out? Like, if we didn't find out from someone who noticed it and was like, hey, do you guys not have 2,000 health packs for your raid? Like, we would never know. And
right.
I think it's crazy that like we're always the ones finding out this. They're never fixing anything until we find it. I just can't find that as coincidental anymore. Like,
now, to be fair, I think there are a couple of issues that they have corrected that we were not perhaps entirely aware of at the time. I can't remember what they were, but they said, "Hey, we fixed a couple of bugs," and we were like, "This was bugged."
Yeah, well,
But
I mean, yeah, I think
it's
for
much more
smaller
rare
things,
that happens.
and I think that's typically for the smaller things, not like game-changing things between like A/B testing and stuff like that, or what looks like A/B testing but might not be. I don't know, but we've seen that a lot with we had Goldgate like a long time ago. Now we have this. There was a few other things that I'm just forgetting about, but yeah, I feel like it's crazy that we're the ones. I mean, we were also like the ones that noticed the cheating in the first place too, and I don't know. I don't get this. At least to the scale that we saw, we noticed the
Right.
cheating before they did anything about it. It seems like, um, but yeah, I thought that this was absolutely crazy. I would be spending, raid energy. I'm sorry, I would be using my health packs far more liberally if I had 2,000 of them. That's for sure. So it absolutely affects it, and I can't believe that it's really to the degree of 2,000, versus
Right.
500. That's
Right.
crazy to me.
That is
And
crazy.
the fact that people aren't more upset about this, I think, is also nuts. But I also don't know if anything's happened with it so far either. I'm still waiting on our contact to get back to us on what's happening with that. Granted, they've been out for Thanksgiving, so that probably has a lot to do with it. But
Yeah.
yeah,
And look, I won't begrudge anybody their holiday, right?
yeah,
I want them, but don't release new. Well, okay, so that's a completely different topic. But yeah, I just some type of answer before they left would have been nice.
yeah. I'm just not sure, and I'm sure there's a lot of people that aren't even aware about it either. But this has also been going on for a really long time. The guy that posted this one up, another person commented who was also like, "Yeah, I posted this up like a long time ago, actually, and no one did anything." It was like several months ago, so this has been going on for a really long time. And
Yeah, but
I
unless
don't.
you're reading like every new post on Reddit, a lot of this stuff just kind of goes by the wayside.
Yeah, but that's the scary thing. It's just been around for so long, and no one's ever done anything about it. Like, I
Right?
don't understand how this is a thing. Now they commented on it and said, no, that's a bug. Like, it's supposed to be 500, but yet it's fully playable, and it's out of 2,000. It's not like it overcharged past 500. It is
Right.
literally 2,000 out of 2,000.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's crazy to me. We should probably move on from that because I know we're getting low on time, and we have the big one coming. So,
Yep.
but yeah, this is something that I just think it just really shows that there are a lot of issues here, and the fact that this is being treated so casually by them too uh, is insane to me, and it shows a bigger problem. And go ahead.
Yep. So now we're gonna get to the big news. So the 21st, which was Wednesday, we're recording on a Saturday. They released a new dev blog introducing Red Stars. And so I'm going to kind of read this a bit. I'm not going to read the whole thing. I'm going to kind of pull out some of the big points, though. So, hello, Commanders. The release of Red Stars is just around the corner. The community's great feedback, where we said we didn't want it, over the past few weeks has been instrumental in helping us shape our newest feature that nobody wants. Below, you'll find a detailed breakdown of how to acquire and use Red Stars, as well as how they fit into the big picture of your team as a whole. So, and look, I'm being facetious. It's not that nobody wants it, because apparently there's one guy on Reddit who thinks that this will fix a big problem within Strikeforce,
Yeah,
because we
there's
all
some
need
people.
more double RNG.
Yeah, there's a minority of people who are okay with it. I would say not necessarily want it. I don't think, but are okay with it. But
Yeah,
it's certainly the minority.
yeah, it's definitely a minority, and it's gonna. Honestly, it's so. What are red stars? In battle, every advantage helps, and now your characters can get a potent boost. Red stars are a valuable new way to power up your characters. Each red star provides a multiplier to the character's overall power. Specifically, red stars multiply the power of your character by increasing all core stats: damage, health, armor, focus, and resistance. And they don't stop there. Red stars take into account all gear levels and start tech bonuses as well. Holy shit. Just oh, holy shit.
Jesus.
The result is a character who is more powerful and ready to take on enemies that were previously too tough to conquer. Red stars will also allow characters to punch above their weight, providing a formidable boost to your teams in the more difficult game modes like high-end raids and the ever-challenging dark dimensions. And arena. Don't forget arena.
Yeah.
Because you're screwed in arena. Because you're gonna get 4-star aim drops, and your buddy, your opponents, the whales and the dolphins, are gonna wind up getting, cat, vision. Well, you don't care about vision, but defenders, fury. Oh my god! Yeah. The first time I go up against a 4-star fury.
Yeah, yeah.
So how do they work? They only drop from red star orbs and elite red star orbs. Unlike premium, where you get character shards that accumulate to unlock and rank up, red star orbs will reward characters with full character boosts, with boosts ranging from 1 to 7, and are immediately applicable. So I was wrong on how these were going to work. I don't know who writes this stuff for them, but they need to go back through English class because they're very discombobulated. So I had thought from reading it that it was going to be you had to have like a 2-star before you could apply a 3-star. That if you got a 3-star drop, it wouldn't just apply 3 stars. You had to have a 1-star and a 2-star before you could apply the 3-star. Hebrew thought differently. You were right. I was wrong.
Damn straight. Darn straight.
And so that's okay, but it's still like a RNG nightmare. 2 new orbs that will provide are the red star orbs, which are 1 to 4, and elite red star orbs, which are level 4 to 7. So let's see. Once you get a red star character, you'll immediately be able to apply the number of red stars to the character that are equal to or less than the total number of gold stars you have for the character. For example, if you receive a 4 red star Yondu from an orb, but only have Yondu promoted to 2, you can only gain the benefit of 2. However, once you earn more Yondu and promote him to 3 or 4, the remaining red stars you initially received will instantly apply. Further gold stars will only apply to their base power until a higher level of red stars is applied. So when you promote Yondu to 5, he would then have 4 red and 1 gold. Red stars can be acquired for characters that haven't been unlocked yet. That's cute. That's cute. That's red stars can drop for all characters except Ultimus and Ultron at this time. We'll announce special plans for top tier characters later. All right, man. You want to go over that? You want me to just go over this and then you can do your thing?
Yeah. You talking about state your opinion on it? Yeah, because I'm gonna be on it for a little bit. So
yeah. So let me just go through how to get the red stars, and we'll just talk about everything.
Yeah. Go ahead.
So, and I apologize. Turns out I'm just reading the whole thing. So how to get red stars. There will be a number of free daily and weekly opportunities to acquire red stars, both during the launch of the feature and on a regular basis going forward. I know some people are saying that that's going to be very free-to-play friendly, but it really, really depends on the opportunities and how many fragments we get. Pyro blitz. So to kick things off, a tutorial featuring Luke Cage will walk you through the basics of red stars, at the conclusion of which players will earn a 3 red star Luke Cage. Okay, I got to stop right here. This was designed intentionally for me, just to get my buy-in on red stars. To get my buy-in on red stars. Okay? Because I may be the only person on the planet that would have been like, oh, cool, a 3 red star Luke Cage.
Yeah.
No. I'm sorry. Nope. There's a minimum level requirement to acquire and use red stars, but if you're not there yet, don't worry. Red stars and the accompanying tutorial will activate when you hit the required level, which we don't know. After the tutorial, the red star orbs will be the only place to acquire red stars. We'll supply everyone with 10 free orbs to get you started. Great. I'll get 10 A monstrosities.
Yeah.
As part of the tutorial, all players will receive these red star orbs until reaching the level requirement, so no one will miss out. And then going forward, here are the ways to earn additional free red star orb fragments. There's a 7-day calendar that will provide premium. Will also now include red star orbs. There will be a blitz once per week, open to all players that meet the minimum level requirement and gold star requirements. That'll be in addition to the current style. In it, we get more blitzes.
Yay.
We get more blitzes. Duplicates. If you pull a character with a number of red stars equal to or lower than the amount you have currently for that character, you will receive elite red star orb fragments. If you pull a character, I was right.
About what?
I was right to an extent.
About what?
If you pull a character, so let me finish this. So duplicates. If you pull a character with a number of red stars equal to or lower than the amount you have currently for that character, you will receive elite red star orb fragments. So,
yeah,
if you pull a 3-star Punisher, and then you pull another 3-star Punisher, you don't get 3 more stars. You only get up to 3 stars. They're not additive. Yeah. That's not how it reads up higher.
I don't know. That's how I read it.
Oh, good. You went to the same English class they did.
I mean, how it read earlier for me is how that sounded towards the end as well.
Once you get a red star character, so here's what it read earlier. You will immediately be able to apply the number of red stars to the character that are equal to or less than the total number of gold stars you have for that character.
Mm-hmm.
So not that it's so if I pulled a 3-star Punisher and a 3-star Punisher, that should be 6-star. I should be able to get 6 stars. How that kind of reads. If I have a 6-star Punisher.
Oh, if you pull 2 3-stars, is that what you're saying?
Yes. Yeah, and if I have a 6-star Punisher and I have 2, and I pull 2 3 red stars, that should take me up to that 6-star. But that's not how it's going to work.
Yeah, it won't work like
that.
But it won't give you individual stars.
So in a way, I was right that you have to reach a certain level before you can get to the next level. So yeah, okay.
Yeah, and the elite orbs, that's whenever it gets to the next juncture of the 5, 6, and 7.
Let's see. If you pull a character with a number of red stars greater than the amount you currently have, in addition to your character's red star level being increased to the higher level, you will also receive elite red star fragments for the previous lower red stars you already had. That's decent. So we all start with a free 3-star Luke Cage. If you pull a 4-star Luke Cage, you'll get one free. You'll get the 1-star for the the level 4, and then you'll get 3 fragments, which means you'll probably get a total of 75 fragments. This is such a stupid system. Red stars and red star orbs will also be available via recurring offers because gots to make our money. However, the number of each offer an individual can purchase will be capped. That's great. We hope we've answered most of the questions you have regarding this exciting new feature. Yeah, I'm sure the minority really loves it. Red stars are announced early in order to gather community feedback and address any concerns. And they did not address any concerns in order to make the red stars feature as exciting as possible. You want to make it exciting? Don't do it. That would have been the most exciting news. We have heard your feedback, and we decided that this is a horrible thing to do at this time.
Yeah.
Thank you to everyone that provided feedback and questions since the original announcement. We reviewed the community thoughts closely. No, you didn't. Don't lie to us, man. Come on. Just you didn't review the feedback, or you selectively read the feedback. Oh, this person said this was utter crap right now. We waited 2 weeks. Woohoo! It's time. There's a lot of exciting content on the horizon. We can't wait to share the details. Hopefully, it's actual content people will want. I need a cup of coffee, man. So I'm going to go grab a cup of coffee. I'm going to let you rant. So,
okay.
What are your thoughts on red star orbs?
All right. So yeah, I mean, I think there's so many different things to go over here, but I think let me just start off with saying that. So whenever this was first announced, no one really wanted it. I mean, the survey from the MPO that they did over the red star orbs specifically, the red stars specifically, was an overwhelming, we don't want it. And they decided to continue to do it for no reason other than they knew that it was another layer of monetization for them. So I think that's incredibly upsetting because they obviously put, I mean, and don't get me wrong, I totally agree with the fact that they should make money and that there should be avenues for them to make money, but this is an absurd one. This is honestly a game-breaking one. And the reason why I say that is because this is something that is going to be multiplying your stat levels to a degree that we haven't seen before, because it's literally taking in all facets of stat gaining and then multiplying them. Now, granted, we don't know the exact values yet, but you can assume that it'll be making a relatively big difference. So I think that having something like that be RNG based is terrible. At least with shards to increase the power level, you can only increase it to a certain degree. There's other avenues to increase your power level with those characters, but that's just one of them. And you can focus farm those characters for the most part in different methods. This one, it's truly, all right, you get enough fragments, you try to pull something, and if you don't, you're out of luck. That's terrible. And my biggest problem with this since the beginning has been it will completely invalidate people's main characters that they've been putting all their resources into. What happens when all of a sudden you never get drops for the characters or the groups that you have been bringing up this whole time? Like, you've been bringing up the OG squad, for instance. All of a sudden you never get any red stars for that, and everyone around you in the arena starts to bypass you because they happen to be more lucky than you, or they've diverted everything into where they're getting their red stars into. We really going to have to be forced to start putting all of our resources into wherever RNG drops these red stars? Because that's absurdity. And I don't think I should be forced to do that by any means in order to play the game on the level that they want me to, especially whenever you take into consideration that this is just going to give them another reason to create more difficult content. This is going to skew the power level of the community by adding in these red stars. Not to mention, it will probably start screwing with Blitz even more so than Stark Tech has. We've already seen that destroy Blitz on the top end. It's absolutely absurd trying to get through Blitz now on the highest multiplier. So yeah, that's crazy. And whenever we see red stars being added to these characters, because I assume that will happen at some point, it's going to be absolutely crazy. And you're not going to have something to really go up against it unless you have been incredibly lucky in getting all of those red stars for the specific characters that you've farmed up so far, or it's going to take you an incredibly long time to get up there to do it. And by that time, they're probably going to have another level of difficulty. So yeah, it's honestly terrible in every single way that you can imagine it. And it's only going to get, one of the bigger things. I didn't think it was going to be, I just say, all right, I always knew it was going to be bad, but I didn't think that they were going to allow you to pull stars for characters that you didn't own. But they are, which is way worse, because now as the pool of characters keeps constantly increasing, the chances of you pulling something that you actually care about is going to be less and less and less. And that's incredibly disheartening. And just the idea of this, it makes me just like numb and tired, because I'm just like, it's just exhausting thinking about the fact that literally all of my progress in this game might be invalidated from this concept, this implementation of this terrible system. And it's also going to be even worse for new players, because imagine them joining in on blitzes, right? So we're going to be putting in blitzes. After 30 days as a new player, you get put into the same pool. It's 30 days, correct, Dorian?
Yes.
Yeah. So in 30 days, they're going to be put into the same pool as us. Imagine us 6 months from now when we're using red stars to some degree, and the numbers that we're going to be seeing are in the 10 millions for top 1,500 or something. That's what we're going to be looking at. Like, it's crazy. So it's terrible for free to play players. It's going to be terrible for arena. It's going to be terrible for what we're going to be going up against. Right now, it might sound decent for like some of the more difficult raids, but you're probably not going to get any of the red stars for the teams that you want, right? And it's going to help the whales, because they'll of course keep pulling until they do get the ones for their teams that they want. And the heavy dolphins, or whatever you call them, I guess the sharks. After the dolphins, it's the sharks. So yeah, like that kind of stuff, it'll be better for that. So it makes it increasingly worse for free to play, and it's going to create even more of a gap. It's just terrible any way that you cut it. And I really am terrified of whenever they start implementing the red stars to the AI, to the enemy.
They may already have them. I mean, that may
worse.
explain some of the issues that we've seen in various.
I don't think that they do, but I know we're going to see them on there, and it's horrible because God knows we're not going to have those characters, at least certainly not for all of the teams that you're going to be playing, and probably not to the 7 stars, which they're probably going to end up having, you know. So yeah, it's no matter what way you cut it, it's terrible, and I really think that if there's one thing that's going to destroy this game, it's this. I really do. I'm hoping that there might be some miracle, and that it will be okay somehow, but the way that this is implemented, I really don't think so. The only reason why I say that is because whenever Stark Tech was being talked about coming out, everyone was freaking out about it because it related very closely to, or it sounded like it related very closely to, what was it? Mods in Galaxy of Heroes, which everyone hated.
Right.
And
it hasn't really gotten any better over time.
Right. And whenever it came out, people were pleasantly surprised. Granted, I actually didn't rant about that one because I actually wanted to see what was happening with that. But the reason why was because I didn't think it sounded as terrible as some people were making it out to be, because it could only be so bad from how they were talking about it happening. I could focus on whatever I wanted to in order to implement it into whatever characters I wanted to. We already knew that going in. So there was only it could only be so bad. This, on the other hand, is totally RNG based, and you'll never be able to really focus farm anyone in particular, unless, of course, you buy their offers, which leads back to my point of this is just another way for them to monetize. So, that's really, at the end of the day, this is not something that was needed in the slightest. This was not anything that was needed. So this 100% was added because they wanted another monetization outlet. That's all. This was not needed. It was not called for. No one wanted it. This is 100% for them to make money exclusively. And it is going to really, really, really hurt the game in the process. I can guarantee it. And like I said, Blitz right now is going to be like a piece of cake compared to what you're going to have to go up against later on.
Oh yeah, Blitz, and we didn't even touch on what Stark Tech has done to Blitz, but it's a nightmare.
Yeah, and that's like just a tiny bit of what we're going to see. I can promise that. And I really, really, really hope that whenever this is implemented, that they really change the Blitz system, because it's going to be impossible for newcomers. And I hate that, because I want this game to grow, and that's going to kill it. I mean, they need to change everything about Blitz. Sorry, that goes into just me wanting everything about Blitz to change.
Yeah, right, I'm with you. First of all, they've added a second Blitz now.
Well, I don't know. What do you mean added a second Blitz?
They're adding a second Blitz.
I think it's just taking the place of a, whatchamacallit? The orb one. I think it's just taking the place of the orb one once a week.
No. So this Blitz will occur once per week and will be open to all players that meet the minimum level and gold star requirements. This will be in addition to the current style of blitzes.
Oh God, if they really do run 2 blitzes at a time, that's gonna be terrible. Like, don't do it. Just don't do it. I don't want to see that. No, that's gonna be terrible if they really do that, because what that means is that's opening the door for multiple blitzes in the future. This is just a gateway to them opening up multiple blitzes. I don't want to see that at all. They better not do that. Ugh. All right.
That's how it reads. Is that it's going to be an additional blitz. Now, it may be that they'll change the time frames. I don't know why. Because at least the time frames they have now work, but unless they add like another one in between the 2 character blitzes, I'm not sure how they're gonna do that.
My mind goes to them just replacing an orb blitz with it, the orb assault blitz with it, one of them per week.
Except it says in addition to.
Yeah, I know. And
unless again they don't understand grammar.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, there's so much ambiguity in their language. This one is particularly bad because, yeah, you're right. They do specifically say in addition to. But yeah, I really hope that that's not the case. And they're terrible about using so much ambiguity in their language. But they do that on purpose. That way they don't have to put anything concretely. That way we can't hold them to anything. You know what I mean?
Oh
But
yeah.
yeah, just terrible. Ugh. I literally spoke the entire time that you were getting
Oh, I know,
coffee, and
dude.
then some.
So, look. So here's what happened while you were talking, right? And I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to go back and listen because I think it's gonna be epic.
Yeah.
So,
I mean,
I
was
made
level
a
headed. I
couple.
wanted to say that it was level headed and concise. It was level headed.
That's good. I'm proud of you. I'm
Yeah.
very proud of you. You probably did better than I would have.
Yeah.
So my Keurig takes forever to make a cup of coffee, and I make a big 16-ounce cup of coffee. I have to show you my 20-ounce mug someday.
Oh boy.
It's all Star Wars, and it's
Mhm.
like it's stills from the movie that make up the cup.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite cups. My other favorite cup is a Star Trek cup, and part of the reason why I love that cup, even though it's smaller, if you turn it over on the bottom, it actually reads for best results. Turn other side up.
That's funny.
That's awesome. Um,
Yeah.
so my wife texted me and asked for a picture of our backyard, so I went and took that. And then I'm actually kind of glad that I was muted making my coffee because my doorbell rang, and I'm gonna assume it was a witness at my door.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so I just let the dog bark at him.
So
And I was
you
like,
had time to take a picture, make coffee, have someone at your door, and come back.
and I ignored the
all
person at the door.
time.
I just kind of looked out the window. She didn't see me, so I just kind of closed. I just let it fall back into place and walked away.
Oh yeah.
Nobody
That's
got
a
time
fun
for
one.
that today. So yeah, I look what I heard. I agree with absolutely. I mean, the game is not at a point yet where we needed this right now.
No.
So the game is, if you count the pre-launch, we're probably a year into it now. Um, that's it's not an insignificant amount of time, but we're not even a year post launch. We're not a year global launch yet. They're adding too much too quickly, and this Red Star is just it really feels. And I don't know if you touched on this or not. It feels like what the Red Star, the intention of the Red Star, is to fix the fact that starring up your characters now was always pointless. That it was honestly a worthless endeavor to spend the time farming anybody past 5-star. It really was. 5-star was kind of the minimum you ever needed for anything.
I would disagree with
And
that. I mean, it added a bit, and it added more. It seemed
not
like
enough. Not enough to look. Okay, so look, I stopped farming Yondu at 5-star. I stopped
Mhm.
because I got my 5-star Star Lord, and that guy's like on a single node hard farm.
Mhm.
And it's like the amount. So it's another issue with Foxnex not understanding the difference, or not understanding the reward for effort curve,
Mhm.
right? Because you need a total of 800 shards or 830 to 7-star a character. To do that on a single hard node, where you have days when you drop and you get zero.
Yeah, I
And it's
100% agree.
and it's not worth it. It's just flat out not worth spending the time, because there are so many different characters you need for so many different things, that it's not worth it. Now, I have been fortunate enough that I have reached a high enough level in Arena, and they are now giving us the free cores back, where I can spend my 3 times daily refreshes.
Mhm.
And the first thing in the morning, man, I refresh my energy 3 times, and then I go Punisher. I go 2 times on with Jessica's nodes. I do Iron Fist. I may refresh Iron Fist to get him to 6-star, depending on how I'm feeling that day. Then I hit Black Panther, Groot, and Doctor Strange, and all my energy's gone for the day. And then the rest of the day, I let it build back up, and sometimes I do Kree.
Right.
So it's one of those things where we don't need to add in another grind right now. They need to fix the grinds we currently have.
Yeah, I really don't think that there was a need for it in the game right now at all, in the slightest bit. I think it was just another monetization avenue for them that they wanted to to throw in and make the game more grindy, increase engagement, and offer uptake. I think that was it purely.
Yeah, I agree.
So,
well, I think we've kind of beat the Red Star nightmare to death. I think it's pretty evident. Neither one of us are happy with the system. Neither one of us think that the system is going to provide any real value to the game. Sure, it may make some nodes easier if you're even lucky enough to get them. Right?
Yeah,
that's
the thing. I think what you said also is like that's the thing is that quality, like additions to the game is what we need. This is not a quality addition to the game. Like we need things that are actually effective and they make sense that they're being implemented. This is not that in the slightest bit. Like I want things that make sense to be added into the game. So yeah, that was just a good point that I wanted to reiterate. Anyways, continue.
Yeah, so it's one of those things that, you know, like I look at the current characters that I have locked, right? And here's the list. I have everybody unlocked except for Pyro, Sabretooth, Ultimus, Nick Fury, Magneto, and Ultron. That's a good list.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm pretty happy with the fact that I'm sitting there right now.
Yeah.
And you're going to tell me that, you know, oh, hey, I can star up Kree Oracle. Oh, God. He's 6-star.
And that, you know, that's another thing with free-to-play players. Imagine getting all of these red stars for characters you don't even have unlocked till God knows when.
Yep.
Like, how terrible is that? Ugh. Well, the system is disgusting. All right. Let's just continue because I can't take it anymore. I can't take it.
Yeah. All right. So I think we beat that dead horse. It's coming to the game. There's nothing we can do about it. We're either gonna adapt or we're gonna not. And you know, we're paid up through the year, man. So
so we'll adapt.
We will adapt.
Begrudgingly, if necessary.
This week we are going to. We had one grab bag come in that I really thought fit in with the holiday weekend. So Urbane asked, which character in the game would you want to spend Thanksgiving with and why? So Hebrew, what in-game character would you want to spend Thanksgiving with?
I think the most obvious one here is Wolverine because he can cut the turkey.
I really think there's a lot here that could cut the turkey though. Probably not as easily.
I was expecting that's good, and then said it was pure silence. But yeah, no, he would be the best. Come on,
I will laugh at good stuff.
That is great. He would be cutting up the turkey. All right. The person I would like to spend, as far as company is concerned, because I wouldn't want some guy that's kind of like an asshole sitting here on the Thanksgiving table with me. Although he isn't too much better, I guess. But Gambit and I, we would have
no. Wait, stop.
What?
Stop.
What?
What character in the game?
Oh, okay, yeah, you're right. Okay. So yeah, Wolverine. I'm trying to think of another. You go ahead and pick, but Wolverine would be the one that makes sense the most.
Honestly, I'd like to have Murdoch over. So Daredevil. Mm-hmm. First of all, he's an orphan, so I feel bad for him, and I'd like to offer him.
That's nice. Yeah, you're right.
Nice Thanksgiving. But Daredevil's one of my favorite characters from the comics. I've always been fascinated by the fact that his superpowers aren't really that extravagant. I mean, like, yeah, he's got the heightened senses and everything, but other than that, he's just kind of a normal guy. So, but I'd love to talk to him because he's one of those tragic heroes, and all heroes kind of have that tragic story of some type to, you know, because they got to be a hero for some reason, right?
Yeah.
But to me, you know, Murdoch's was one of the most fascinating because, you know, he saw his father die, and it was the last thing he saw because then he was bathed in a radiation bath, basically. That blinded him and then altered his biology to give him these heightened senses. So that's, I don't know. That's always a fascinating thing to me.
True. I think so. That's a good one. I think another one for me would either be also Pyro because you could cook the turkey for me. But Venom. I'll bring Venom over because then I'm hoping that the symbiote will want to come to me instead, and then I'll become Venom. Boom. There's the winner right there. I'll actually have a chance of becoming a superhero. Or I guess I would be an anti-villain. Or I'm sorry, not anti-villain, an anti-hero.
Yeah, okay, so he's more villain than hero. And not even real. I don't know. Okay, so I'll be honest. I have not watched the Venom movie.
How?
Because I've heard his.
But you've also not seen Deadpool as well, right?
Deadpool 2. I own Deadpool. I've not seen Deadpool 2.
Yeah, like that's crazy to me. I don't get it. But anyways,
so
yeah.
You've seen Deadpool, right?
I've seen Deadpool, Deadpool 2, and Venom. Yeah.
Okay. I want to see the. I want to. I can't wait for the new one to come out either. But okay, so my wife and I watched Deadpool in the theaters, and we're like, oh, there's a couple. That's a little uncomfortable.
Really?
We did wind up buying it because it was so far after it, we were kind of forgot a lot of that stuff happened.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's like, oh, and so it kind of didn't want to hopefully. I heard that Deadpool 2 isn't that bad.
Can I ask which scenes in particular?
The sex scenes towards the beginning.
Oh, I thought those were fucking hilarious. You didn't bring your kids or anything, right?
No.
Okay.
So people did, and I'm like, are you kidding me, man? This is an R-rated movie. What did you expect?
Depending on how old the kids are, then yeah, I might not. But
yeah, we have different viewpoints on the world, so yeah, I didn't think that stuff was. To me, that stuff is not necessary to tell the story.
Right.
Okay. You're the one that says, "Hey, you're the one that says you want a quality story." That's not a quality story.
I think
that's not a quality part of the story. That's not necessary.
That's not true at all. I think that showing that shows the depth.
Oh God.
Helps show the depth of their relationship. So yes.
No, sex is not depth of relationship. Look, that's a completely different topic. We're not going to go there. Sex is not. It does not determine the depth of relationship. And if you find
sex is a huge aspect of a relationship.
Huh?
I said sex is a huge aspect of a relationship.
We're not going to go there today. So, I really don't feel like doing this.
Yeah, no. Let's keep.
So we're gonna kind of wrap up this this holiday episode. But before we do, Hebrew, why don't you let everybody know who you're farming?
So I'm farming Storm and Mystique right now, super hardcore, using all of their 50 refreshes and everything. I am like 20. No, I think I'm even less than that now. I think I'm like 15 away from getting Storm up to 5 stars, and I am like 50 away from getting Mystique up to 5 stars. So yeah, and I'm really hoping that we didn't get to talk about this, but I'm just gonna throw this in there real quick. The Brotherhood savings thing, like that's one of the things I was looking forward to because I thought that I could finish up I know I'll finish up Storm and everything, but I was gonna buy a pack for Mystique and potentially now a pack for Pyro because I don't know if I'll be able to complete it because this event was meh. So I was going to do that, but we're not having any so far. And granted, it's not done. I'm hoping that they're just bringing them out at the end, but we've not seen any Brotherhood specific offers for the Brotherhood sale weekend that we have so far. So I'm assuming they're coming at the end. That way they can have uptake before they come out. So we'll see what happens. Some decent-ish.
Yeah, somebody needs to explain to them what like Black Friday means.
Yeah, I expected a lot more, honestly, because it was Black Friday, and that's such a huge thing over here. It's a great way for them to make extra money, but man, like the $50 deals are it's too much.
Yeah, maybe they're going to do it for Cyber Monday.
Yeah, that's true. We'll see what happens, but I really hope that it's something good because, like I've always maintained, and this is from a person that buys. These offers are always garbage. Like, never expect a great offer because you will never find it. If you are spending money on this game, it is because you have the money to do so, or you're stupid like
right.
Uh, not that I'm going into debt because of this game in the slightest or anything, but I just
No, I've seen your car, man. I've seen your new car. We need to chat after the show.
All right. Anyways, so yeah, that's pretty much it for right now. After the Magneto thing is done, the Magneto event's done, I am going to go back to focusing on Kree and Shield. So that's about it.
Excellent.
What about you?
Boy, defenders, man. It's been a lot of defenders, and just trying to get them all up to 6-7 stars and just to be done with them.
Right.
I've actually reached a comfortable enough point though with my defender team that yes, I'm farming them and starring them up. They're all basically maxed out to where I can put them right now. So I've started moving on to bringing up other characters. So I'm actually working on my blitz teams. Ugh. Simply because a lot of these are fun to play with, and I just do it for the fun factor. So
yeah, I mean, that's what you got to have at the end of the day, you know.
Right. So because they're two of my MCU favorite characters, Ant-Man and Wasp, they are my current targets. Now I am doing Black Panther, Groot, and Doctor Strange daily, just to get those guys up there. But like while we were talking, I just dropped like 150 cores to get Wasp up to tier 9, just because I could.
Man, it's going hard on Wasp, huh?
Well, I mean, Ant-Man's at 23K. I need to get Wasp up close. She's only at 18K. Scarlet Witch is going to come next.
Right.
Because she's only like 16K. But she's 4-star, man. Yeah. I enjoy. I wish she was farmable.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully she will be soon, because that does need to happen.
Oh, she's only level 60. I got to level her up this week. Because like I was saying earlier, that Blitz team's a lot of fun, and actually it's like my third favorite Blitz team. My Avengers team is crap. I hate it. I don't know. It used to be really, really good. I don't know what happened. It's just kind of junk now. So I used to be able to win with that at least semi regularly, but nah, not anymore. So
yeah, I know what you mean.
defenders, a lot of gear. I mean, just what I am quote unquote fun farming. So
right.
Oh yay, 15 aim security. That's what I wanted. Premium orb, premium orb. I figured, look, everybody else opens up something either before or during the show.
Yeah,
and maybe I would get some of that luck. Nah, 15 aim security.
Yes, I'm still waiting on my million, and we've had a lot of gold orbs recently. Still waiting. I really actually thought that I was gonna get it like this time around with the beta rates going, because I'm getting like a gold orb a day. Nope, nothing yet. Not even with these stupid extra milestones coming in. So yeah, I can't believe I haven't got it yet. Maybe that's added to me being so cynical. Who knows? Still also waiting on a non-green premium orb drop as well.
I get those. Have I had one? I think I got 15 Sabretooth, but that was a green orb.
Yeah, no, I'm talking about blues, and I've never gotten a purple. I've gotten blues. I've never gotten a purple drop from a premium.
Have I ever gotten a purple? I can't remember.
Blues I've gotten before, but not in the past 500, or not 500, but not in the past like probably 100 and 120 pulls or so minimum.
I want to know how you guys are getting so many premium orbs, because I'm lucky to get. I don't get hardly any of that.
This is within the past. I'm talking about like it's been over the past probably 3 months or so, 3-4 months.
Yeah.
So like that's about right, because I'm getting premium orbs at the same rate as pretty much everyone else, but it's truly been at about 120 pulls or so that I've not gotten anything but greens. And considering that it's at 10% to get blue, it's a 10% chance to get blue. I haven't got it. Like, that's absurd. I should have gotten blues like well over. But anyways, that's a conversation for a different day.
Yeah, absolutely. How many premium orbs are you getting a week?
Whatever I get from Blitz Orb Assault, and then from milestones and whatever. Like I get the normal amount that everyone else does, as long as they.
Yeah, that's what I'm curious about. What is
everything.
quote unquote the normal amount?
No, you're gonna make me add them all up right now.
No, I was just curious if you knew off the top of your head.
No, I really don't know off the top of my head. I'd probably say like 10 a week. That's
10 a week,
maybe something like that.
Okay,
maybe a little more. I don't know what the average is.
All right, that's fair.
So yeah, I should have definitely gotten far over that. So I probably So it's probably more been like 200 or so at least, because it's truly been I think like 3 months or so since I've gotten a blue on a premium.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I know we're needing to get out of here. So, is there anything else that you needed to
get off my chest?
Yeah.
No, that pretty much does it for this week. Hopefully next week will be much better. Sorry, it's been a very bad week whenever it comes to this game for the news that I've received, and I'm not happy about it. I just think that I want to highlight, I guess, that it is important to we changed the direction of what they were doing before. We did incite change in their company because things were getting incredibly out of hand. And I just feel strongly that we're seeing those same exact things happen again in different ways. The greed of this company is getting pretty crazy again, in my opinion. I think that we're going to have huge problems because of it. And I really think it's time that we start doing something again because of it. It's getting out of hand again. And I think that they're falling back into their old ways. And I think it's going to be a massive problem. And so I'm hoping that we can change things. That way we can, to a degree where at least we affect them. That way they feel like they have to change again. I don't know. Maybe we should get Polygon involved or something again. We'll see. But either way, yeah, it's the direction of the game. I'm really fearful for the direction of the game right now. That's why I'm being so critical. But yeah, it's out of a place. We'll
have to see what happens as we go into the new year. So.
Right. I'm doing it because I love the game so much. That's why that's why I'm being so critical of it.
Right. I mean, look, you and I both started podcasts, not for money, not for accolades, not for acclaim, but because we love the game, we wanted to get into the sphere, right? And we're invested in this game succeeding. Not monetarily as much as we are, emotionally and, from a hobbyist point of view. And
100%.
Fox Next, we know you listen. Reevaluate some things. If you get more, I mean, I know they'll never share it, but I would love to see the results of the feedback to find out how many people were actually positive on this, because
the survey from MPO showed that it was overwhelmingly no.
Right, but that's only a few thousand people at best.
Oh yeah, okay. You're talking about actual in-game
yes, because I mean the game has hundreds of thousands of players.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, yes. That is a tiny bit. The part that's on Reddit is a tiny bit.
Right, and that's what I mean is that I want to know where they're getting this overwhelmingly positive feedback to say that this is such a good thing, where they're getting thank yous for doing this.
Yeah, I'm sure that's the only people that know about it really are the ones that are on Reddit. That's the thing, is because they haven't really sent out any in-game notices yet. And I'm sure that most people that are on Reddit probably don't really check their website often or anything like that. So
I would say there's more people. The more people might check their website than check Reddit, possibly, because Reddit is a salt mine.
It could, I suppose, but I would argue that if you're probably going onto a website to look up things about this game, you probably have found the Reddit.
Maybe.
But I don't know.
Did you just say the Reddit? Wrong. Did you just say the Reddit?
Yeah, like the Reddit, the subreddit. What?
We're doing the Reddits now. Okay.
Well, I'm saying the subreddit for the game.
I was being facetious, man.
Oh, you're terrible.
Oh no. So you keep telling me,
yeah,
and yet you show up every week.
That's true.
Well, I can't lose another co-host, man. People are going to start thinking it's my fault.
Yeah. If it ever happened, it is your fault right now. No matter what reason I leave, I want it publicly known right now that it's his fault.
Okay. That's fine. That's fine. With that, we are going to wrap up the week 10. So if you like what you hear and you'd like to support us, you can find us on Patreon at patreon.com/Ravager Report. If you'd like to get in touch with us, you can join us on our Discord with the constantly available invite, discord.me/Ravager Report. And again, you want to put that into a web browser, not into a Discord link. If you'd like to reach us the old-fashioned way, you can reach us on Gmail at theravagerreport@gmail.com. And we do ask that you subscribe if you like our show and download, because the downloads count for us to show just how popular and well-liked we are. If you do like what you hear, like I said, just come join us on our Discord channel and give us any feedback. We've got a feedback where we love to hear from you, what you like, what you don't like. The show is for you guys, so let us know. And we hope, again, everybody had a very happy Thanksgiving, or if you're non-American, a good Thursday. Other than that, until next week, keep fighting, true believers.